If you open your charts to hand draw an imbalance zone at every minor candle gap, you're just burning mental energy. Marking these gaps by hand is completely subjective. You force zones onto minor modes that price blows straight through while your stops get hunted. Watch carefully because you need to understand the mechanical reality behind mapping these structural gaps properly. This is the incorrect zone fix. The exact same structural logic applied instantly. Now, this is where it gets powerful. I'm going to show you how to map these true imbalance zones manually so you understand why these gaps hold. Then I'll show you how the companion tool applies this same process instantly across your charts. So when we're looking for these gaps, you're going to be looking for candlesticks like these here. We'll zoom into this area in a moment, but you want to be finding where we see the gap, where the candle before it has a higher low and the candle after is a lower high. So you see that this candle has a gap left over. You'll be able to see that we've got this low to this high map. Now, initially what happens is this candlestick pushes up, just goes into this area of this imbalance zone, and then we continue to push price lower, we pull back for lower higher, and we continue lower. So this one candle is actually pushing into that area of imbalance. Now, there's not just every single imbalance we're going to map. This you will understand as we walk through this current era of price. So what we need to look and understand is when we have a structure break to downside and we see this pull back on this candle and a continuation, we could actually look at this as a potential break to downside. We'll map this off as a solid line. When we see this candle pushing down, we then see the next pullback on this candle and we'll place a new break structure. So when we start to highlight where our actual swing structures sit, this becomes a valid leftover imbalance sitting here in the market. So we actually bring it up to this high. Once we see this new break of this candle here to downside, we can look for a previous imbalance in this move. And again, we have this as a previous imbalance. Now, this imbalance potentially is only created after we see the breakout. So even though you see this wick up into this imbalance, it is an invalid imbalance, but it's not an imbalance we're going to use until we see the continuation of the breaker structure. Now, the key part is understanding why we're marking these. Again, as price continues to pull down, we would have this low created as well. So we then have the pullback. And again, when you start to understand this, this becomes our swing range from this low to this high up here. So this is our current swing range in the market. Now, we're not going to map our imbalances inside the internal structure. This is where we're not going to use that internal areas of imbalance. As you'll see, price will actually validate this by showing you a previous area of imbalance. It's broken through, then price instantly goes higher. That's why we don't use this type of imbalance. We're only going to mark off the imbalances we see here. You can see now this has been broken through, which indicates price will want to gravitate to the next imbalance. That's going to be this imbalance above price up here as we run for that high. Now that we've mapped these zones manually and you understand the rules behind them, let me show you how the companion tool applies the same process automatically across your charts. So as you'll see, now the tool's applied, we actually don't have this imbalance marked. And the reason for that is this candle's closed through and it's removed it automatically for me. And that's why I love this tool, because I don't have to go back in time to see whether those areas need to be deleted or not. It automatically does this for me. So I can remove this off the chart. In fact, let me just remove all previous areas. We don't need them anymore. And like I said, when we identify our internal structure, we don't use this for imbalances. It's important to understand this. So we're looking to see if we're going to gravitate to the next imbalance and take this previous fallout high. Let's just run price so you understand what's going on. So we're looking for continuation higher. So you can see we're holding within this sideways movement of this internal range. So the market looks like we're going to continue lower here. For me, I still want to see price gravitate towards this high because we took out that last imbalance. And this is how this helps you understand price. And now we do. We gravitate towards that high. We sweep it. So we haven't actually gone into this imbalance. We don't have to do that. And the reason is because the markets just took the actual area of liquidity above this swing high. But it's marking out your correct zones. We knew as soon as this zone had been taken, we don't mark any zones in this movement here. Now, if we went to a lower time frame, and I'll show you this by dropping to a 2-hour time frame. If we go to a 2-hour time frame and we have a bullish structure, which we actually do not. We still have a bearish structure. We still have no imbalances here. If I drop to a 1 hour time frame, again, let's see if we're in a bullish structure yet. So we have a bullish structure. We've now gone bullish here. We continued up bullish here. So that means we can apply imbalances on the way up. And that's where the tool is going to help me to identify those quickly. I can see we have a previous imbalance here. We have an imbalance here. Now there would have been an imbalance here as well. Let me just quickly show you what I mean. We go back to this area of price. And you'll see that we have a previous imbalance where the market has been drawn. Now, we don't use the imbalance here on the higher time frame. As I showed you, this was internal structure. We ignore that. So this acts as our internal structure on that higher time frame. So you can see where we have this potential pullback where we see the imbalance sitting above here. That's also going to be that imbalance we saw on the 4 hour time frame. And what we're looking at is for price to react from these bullish imbalances to continue higher. And that's how you actually start to find which imbalance is going to work. Now we know if we fast forward this, you can see that this actually removes that imbalance and it's going to continue to the next imbalance. Very highly likely this is where price is going to go. Now, it doesn't mean we can't continue higher for that imbalance we saw here on the 1 hour. If we go up to a 4 hour time frame, we have this imbalance above, but we have swept that 4 hour high. So when it comes to drawing your zones correctly, just remember you're going with that swing structure. Let's actually go back to the 1 hour time frame and see how price plays out from here. If you want to apply this same process automatically, the companion tool gives you the same structured process without having to repeat this manual work every time. You can access the tool, training workflow, and support system through the link below. So let's see if we run to that next imbalance. You can see where price is going to move. We've gone into that imbalance. Did we touch it yet? Let's go closer in. No, we haven't gone into it. Now, the reason we should understand is this is a fresh zone, so price may need to go deeper. We've swept that low. Now, we may still not have touched it. Let's see what happens. And this is current price. So we've actually come to current price. So price is now continuing to be bearish with this internal structure. So we're still looking for price to run into that imbalance. And when we go to the 4 hour time frame, we'll see where price is currently holding within this bullish swing move. So even though we have a bullish IBOS here inside this bearish swing on this 4 hour time frame, we still have to take into account we have that lower time frame, 1 hour, we still have bullish imbalance where price could react from. And this is how you can look for potential buys for the market to run into the imbalance, into an area here of demand, I'll show you that, to run higher. So for an area of demand, that's going to be from this last sell to buy move, and this creates my area of demand. Now, when we see an area of imbalance sitting right above demand, we also see here a current internal low and some buildup of liquidity. We can look for a push down into that demand, spiking through this low, through the imbalance, and look for potential reversal out on the lower time frames to run higher. That's how you start to bring your time frames together with the use of imbalance. We're not just looking at imbalances on a single time frame. We're using it across multiple time frames. Remember, we know we've got a higher time frame 4 hour imbalance sitting above. Below, we have no more imbalances. So price is going to want to run lower for this low down here at some point. We're just waiting to see whether price wants to push higher into this imbalance above before we see the shift lower. Now we know this because we know on the 4 hour time frame we've got that imbalance above. We go to the 2 hour time frame, we also have that imbalance above. Now you can see the speed here shows me these imbalances. It saves me that time of manually having to mark up every imbalance myself every time I go to a new session. And when we're looking for an entry, that is what we want. We want that speed to be able to find quickly where those imbalances sit and whether it actually comes in with our entry criteria. So you can see here, even though this is a bullish internal structure, I'm not using any imbalance here on this move on this time frame because we're still bearish with our structure. You can see here we're still bearish across all those 3 time frames. So I am looking for continuation down here, but I'm just looking for the right moment. That's not to say this sweep above this 2 hour high and the 4 hour high isn't the catalyst for the continuation down. It could very well be that move down. And the way we look at this, you can actually go through your time frames. You can start using what I call the doubling effect. and you drop down your time frames like this until you find a reason where the market's going to shift. Now, if you want to understand the doubling effect, do check out the video at the end of this video, because that will show you how you can apply the doubling time frame effect. But when it comes to your imbalances, just remember you want to be mapping your imbalances with your swing structure, not in your internal structure. Now you understand the process behind the hand-drawn zones, why these rules matter, and how the companion tool applies the same process mechanically. Continue with the next example to see how this framework works across different market conditions.